Hello. Hello. Mic check 1 2. 1 2 3. Hwoarang is S tier. Yes, in your heart. I guess not in everyone's heart. There are people dropping him, dissatisfied with the game because of it. Floor break and wall break. Those are very simple. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go straight. Let's go straight into floor break and wall break. Wall break. What wall break? Like, there's so many wall breaks. We got hard wall break from Sanctum. We got a hard wall break in Elegant Palace. We got the regular wall breaks from the secluded training ground. We have a balcony break, which is the same thing as a wall break. Wall blast is, I guess, not a wall break. There are two kinds of wall blasts. Short and, I guess, the one that swaps sides. Okay, I'll just go with the regular wall break.
Get ready for the next battle.
I'll go back to the face cam when I feel like it. It's a when I feel like it kind of thing now. This is just more efficient. Like, I can just go live immediately and not worry about a thing. So it's easier for me to just, what do you call this? Stick with this. It's a convenience thing, really. So wall break. Very simple. Basically, if you break the wall, right? Honestly, just do your B&B. Like, that hasn't changed. So whatever your B&B is, right after, you just do it, right? And then you just do the appropriate wall carry to get the wall again, and then just end on a move that will spike or will push them really, really far away. So, like, take your pick between either one of the two. This has not changed from Tekken 7. Like, it's not really something special in 8. The only thing that makes it special in 8 is that you can do something like this. Like, you can add backlash in between, but then when you're gonna break the next wall, it's the same thing. So yeah, not much Tekken 8 in it for the most part. Like, you can do backlash, you can do wall carries of bicycle kicks all the way to the next wall. But for the most part, just like selecting your B&B combo or a combo designed to do it, it will do the job. They were so goofy. I mean, yeah, they kind of were. Because all you got really was like, what do you call this? Guaranteed hits, right? That's it. Guaranteed hits. And then floor break. And this one I understand because it's funky. Where's the floor break stage? Oh, okay, it's all the way there. Floor break's a bit funky because you don't get the wall again right after. So, like, usually in Forgotten Realm back in Tekken 7, as soon as you got the wall, you, what do you call this? Made sure you got like a wall combo, or like you knew your wall combo. Floor break. There you go. So it's actually like much more preferred to like just spike them immediately. Why? Because you're gonna need to do an open stage combo. So like that's all you need to be aware of in regards to like floor break. So whether you do it at like the wall or in open, it's 100% better to just break it immediately. And then just go straight with your combo. Scaling's horrible, so what? I don't really like getting like a guaranteed hit after floor breaks like this. Like after the hard wall break, you can get like push out all the way towards the wall depending on the number of hits you have. But over here, I don't know, I just break it. Because let's say I go for... Let's say I get a regular launcher. Let's say I get a DF2. Okay. Get up. Thank you. DF2. Boop. So what am I supposed to do here? Peacekeeper? It's kind of meh. I mean, I could have FF3, back 3. Yeah. For the most part, those are like the general rules. Or like good guidelines to follow at the moment. I guess that doesn't apply to balcony though. Balcony is the same as what do you call this? Is 100% the same as Tekken 7.
Get ready for the next battle.
So, and since we don't really get the guaranteed, we don't get the guaranteed, what do you call this? Yeah, we don't get the guaranteed, bicycle, up back 3, or in Tekken 7, DF3 plus 4 into back 3. So since we don't get that, if you're already doing a full combo into balcony break, it's best to... I mean, you can still go for it, like it's still good Oki. Full combo, something like this. Man, I missed. I mean, I'm using T7. I'm technically using his hairstyle. The hairstyle he's always had. It's a miss. It's worth it on wall breaks, but in open, I feel like it's better to take guaranteed follow than me. I mean, yeah. Hey, again, it's at the end of the day, it's just preference. It's just that for me, these are the general guidelines. Because they're what I prefer. That wasn't a full combo, but I mean, you get the point. You at this point, like as soon as they flip over, what you do is you stand switch into RFF, and then you know that makes them start thinking about what do you call this, RFF DF3, which is good. And of course, if you do get like a regular, oh, don't use heat. If you do get a regular splat, again, simply just do your B&B combo. Or a combo that is 100% designed to get the wall. So something like this. Oopsie. Should have gotten it. There you go. Yeah, something like that. Like, these stuff haven't changed at all. Of course, this is assuming like you played older Tekken, right? You played at least Tekken 7. But if you're a new player, then yeah, okay. I just told you basically everything we did in Tekken 7. I guess the only difference is wall blast or wall bound.
Get ready
But I mean,
for
they're
the
pretty
next battle.
straightforward as well. Like not much, nothing really different about them. So wall bound, bam. Oops. Do we have a different wall?
Yeah.
There you go. Simply do your B&B combo again. That is all. Like the easiest way to put it. And then, if it's a wall blast,
Get ready for the next battle.
that means the same thing with the balcony break. Do your full combo if you haven't used a lot of hits. And then if you've used a lot of hits, simply up back 3 to get the wall. Doesn't have the side switch funny unblockable combo. I didn't even check that. Same thing. Get the wall. Be on your way. That applies to like Rebel Hangar and Midnight Siege wall blasts? Wall bounds. These are wall bounds, right? No. Wall bounds, Ortiz Farm and Arena Underground. Yeah, that's wall bound and Ortiz's farm. Here it's wall blasts. And then that's it. No. There's no other... I mean, hard wall break just means you gotta break the wall twice. I missed the T7 D4 homie move. It's a... What do you mean? It's the same move. Like, this is how it operated back in 7. It didn't knock down on hit. It only knocks down on counter hit. RFF DF4? You mean to splat? I mean, yeah, RFF DF4 into RFS 2-3. Nah? What move are you referring to? The old RFF DF3? Did you know that move was faster? Like way faster than, what do you call this? This move. This move's slower. By faster, I mean it's only like faster by 2 frames. But I mean, that's still faster. It was like longer range? What do you mean? I don't feel like... Oh, yeah, okay. So you're referring to RFFDF3. Like what Rafuyo said. You're referring to RFFDF3. It feels different? I can't feel a difference, man. On DF4, I can't feel a difference on this move. To me, it's exactly the same move. It does exactly the same stuff. Like, I guess if you want to, like, check out Tekken 7 again and see at, like, what range it specifically hits versus Tekken 8, you feel you can do that. Just to, like, see if there's, like hard data to support the hypothesis. That move was punishable for the longest time. Back in Tag 2, you mean? Or you mean RFFDF3? I mean, it was negative 13, but I mean, with the pushback and how far it hit, nobody was really punishing that move. You couldn't punish that move in a sense. Unless your name was Gigas. That's why I was kind of like wary about doing it against Gigas most of the time. And then they made it, what do you call that? What they do in Season 4? Season 4 or Season 3? They made it negative 8. And I was like, okay. Then I'm just going to keep pressing this move when I get the chance then. Because I have no worry about it. It's never supposed to be negative 13? I don't know, like... If the move could never be punished to begin with, it's okay to like make it unsafe. Because it's such a rare scenario where you're gonna get punished anyway. Whoa! 0. Oh yeah, 0. Double checking, like I re-labbed everything for like the 3 lessons for this stream. I labbed everything before even going live. The one thing I found funny is that this isn't plus anymore. This used to be +1. Was it a +1 you could use? No, you could never use a +1. But at least it was +1. So if you down jabbed, at least you're ahead of your opponent. But now it's like a solid -6. But now, I mean, the difference is it's like I can throw out the whole thing if I want to. Yeah, there you go. It's RFFDF3. That wasn't... You weren't referring to LFFDF4 then. Yeah. Yeah, and then you get a guaranteed, what do you call this? FF3 or back 3? True. I mean, I do like that move more than this move. But, I mean, this is the move we have now. But you just gotta use it. Time to go back to Yakushima. The infinite stage. The true... Well, I guess it's not really the true infinite stage, but yeah.
Get ready for the next
Old RF DF3 should be in Flamingo? What do you mean it is? It's in right Flamingo. Right over there. This is the move. This is old RFF DF3. It's in right Flamingo. It's RFS F3. And then this is Bex LFS F4. So, I mean, this is why they did it. Not the properties. It'd be too good otherwise. It'd be. I mean, nobody's using these homing moves, man. Absolutely nobody. I played a lot of Hwoarangs. Barely any of them are pressing it. I've watched enough replays. Nobody's pressing it. So that it's legitimately like what are you doing here move. It's you're so bad I don't want to use you. Hwoarang deserves to have the current RFF DF3+4 available in LFF. Okay, bro, you're confusing me with your inputs. What is RFF DF3+4? Because this is DF3+4, and you can do it in RFF. Which move are you referring to? Are you talking about this? Because you can do it from RFF. Just crouch dash. Look, that looks very instant, doesn't it? You can do it from while standing, you can do it from crouch dash, and you can do it from RFF by crouch dashing. Like what? What move in RFF should be available in LFF? I don't know which one should be. I feel like all the moves here are fine. No, it's all good. I just got to remind because a lot of Hwoarang players tend to like mix up a lot of their notations, so it's just like always making it clear And that way you know what, like, I mean, you know the move. Like, what do you call that? You're talking about, but like, have the notations down. That's the important part. That way you don't mess yourself up also, because you're gonna say this notation, you know the move, but then when you press the notation, it's like, oh, wait a minute, wrong thing. So it's just making sure like it's consistent. I haven't played T8 in a month. Fair. What's Dragon Jump? I don't know a move named Dragon Jump. Are you talking about Black Kite? I mean, what other move has a jump in RFF? Besides this. This is the only move that jumps in RFF. Because this can be done in LFF, this can be done in LFF and RFF. Nah, that move should not be in LFF. I don't think this move should be in LFF. It's gonna be borderline... I wouldn't say useless, but it's too slow. It's too slow to be covered by everything you're doing in LFF. Forgot all your inputs, it'd be... I'm not gonna wanna throw out a 20 frame, 22 frame homing move out in neutral in LFF. I need to be able to press this 16. Even if it wasn't LFF, I'm still gonna prefer this over and over again. It should have Jin. It should have that tracking for it. It's a Demon's Paw, bro. Make all Demon's Paw uniformed. Let's make them the same. That's the plan. That's the plan. Alright, there's one thing I didn't check. Who has a fast power crush again? Not Hwoarang. Hello, Asuka. Again.
Get ready for the next battle.
I just need to double check. Because I checked if like you could interrupt with a jab. But I did not check if you could interrupt with... You should have Lee's FF3. No. No. Why? No, thank you. Damn it! Hey, that means you can RA. Right? That means you can Rage Art. Bro, there's no mix-up then. Okay, I did not laugh. I did not know that. Okay. So there's a quote-unquote mix-up on block, okay? A quote-unquote mix-up. There's a quote-unquote mix-up on block. Loses to PC and RA. Wait, hold on. Does it lose to like an evasive move? Bro, okay. I was so optimistic about this, but it is what it is. Huh. Asuka evasive move. Down back one? No, you're still standing. It would have to be SS2. And SS2 is not a move here. No, we're not Lee. I don't want to be Lee. If I wanted to have FF3, if I wanted to have Lee's FF3, I'll play Lee. I mean, he has R down 3-4 with back 33. Just play Lee. But Lee doesn't have Flamingo. It's okay. He's got the slidey. I guess I gotta record SS2 by myself. I hope that was fast enough. It might not be. Oh well, I'm about to find out. What? You're joking. Say psych. Okay, you can sidestep left. You can't sidestep left. Is there a mix or not? Because that means at that point, you're just defaulting to SSR block. Oh my god. RA and SSR. Never mind, okay. Yeah, this is not the same move I remember. They made it worse, alright. So the real value of Hunting Hawk is only up to the second kick now. Okay. So we can't even use the third kick? What? That's not how it should be. It should have been like lock them in place kind of thing. Yeah, lol, it can be. Okay, it tracks towards the left though. So we take those. Tracks versus SSL. Tracks versus the left. The left. completely. It beats sidewalk left and sidestep left. I still do. What do you mean? I mean, prior to me playing yesterday. I used to. But I mean, yeah. Because they introduced Lightning Halberd, there isn't really much of a reason to like use Hunting Hawk. Besides if you want to have a spike. And even if you want a spike, you actually just do the Hunting Hawk into RFS of forward 3. So it's just a case-by-case basis if you want to use like the whole thing or not. Okay, wait. Do you fully track towards the left? Let's ask a character whose sidestep is godlike. Let's ask Lily. Like, can it catch left?
For the next battle.
No cap. Because if it can catch left the entire time, then okay, fine. You know what? Oh, okay. So it catches left. Cool, but I mean, this is so telegraphed. It's such a telegraphed string. Like, who's gonna sidestep left? For as long as they know, right? If you're like your opponent knows the matchup, like in depth, why would they SSL? I think this would still hit a lot of people because nobody's seeing this move at all, and they're just gonna assume it works the same way back in 7. Besides the only thing being like, oh, the Hwoarang can press, what do you call this? The first 2 hits and then enter Flamingo, and then he goes into RFS F4 mix-up, right? Or he can like just press the full string. And then if we block it, it's negative 14. If he hits it, we're force crouch at 0. If they don't sidestep, right? If they don't sidestep, bro, they can just backdash as well. Like, whatever. Let's just assume they get hit. Yeah, 0. And then if they move, it's +1. Yeah, I thought it changing to this made it a little bit better, and the fact that you could do the full string made it a little bit better. Apparently, the answer to that is not exactly true, or not exactly a whole yes. It isn't. Simply due to the fact that it can be SSR'd, or even just backdash. Like, honestly, they can just deal with the RFS F4 mix-up instead. Because that is just simply 0 on block. And then it's only +2. +2 on hit? Yeah, instead of it being +3. Man, okay. I guess I gotta change my thumbnail for it then. I have to change the thumbnail for the Hunting Hawk video. It's not true. It's not completely true. Damn. Sidewalk. I mean, but no, I know you can still hit people with it. For now. It's just a question of how long can you like get away with it. So this is essentially like, it's cheese. Oh, okay, on hit. I mean, yeah, on hit, it makes sense that they shouldn't be. I mean, I would have been sad if like you could still step on hit. That would not make sense. You can't hit confirm this either. No, you can't. You kind of just have to commit to the option you wanna do. So do you wanna do the first 2, which is the safest thing in the world, or do you wanna do the whole thing at that one moment? I mean, it still has value in that sense until everyone knows you're supposed to SSR it. And at that point, how do you force them? I guess if they're challenging RFS F4 immediately, so let's say they do a down jab because they're trying to beat out RFS F4. Yeah. You get 24 damage for them attempting to like, or beating them ahead of like the RFS F4 mix-up, since they're like, you're trying to cover their counter immediately, provided it's a button. So it's like a perfect complement to, I guess, RFS F4 by itself. But the move by itself is weak. But its job is, I guess, to cover that. That way you don't think of this or attempting this, because again, you're only +2. That means you lose to a regular jab. Yeah, and then you get floated. Whatever low crush option I pick, it's pretty much over. Okay. And then, yeah, you're pretty much only covered by that. And so if you don't want to deal with all of that, and everyone knows for the most part. Okay. And that means the opponent has to make their defensive option really... Their default defensive option has to be SSR block. But at that point, that opens them up to... It opens them up to... Yeah, it opens them up to that. Hunting Hawk is in a... Hunting Hawk is in a peculiar situation here in Tekken 8, huh? Very, very peculiar. Its value, I guess, is that. Okay, let me write that down in the notes. RFS F4 mix up on block. And if it hits, DF4. And then full string to prevent challenge. Okay. Okay, that completes the Hunting Hawk notes then. What about down back 3? Because we don't have any other options at track, right? Like we just straight up don't. It's just all the while standing options. Only. Of course you could crouch cancel into that. Oh, that one. I should check that. Am I still high crushing? Oops, that's not down back 3. Yeah, you are. Okay. So CC down back 3 will still maintain. What do you call that? It's high crush property. Which means... No. Down 4-4, please. Okay, now I have to check the tracking on you. Crouch cancel. Down 4. Oopsie. Okay, so it beats SSL. It beats SSL, or it's just simply because the crouch cancel eats up a frame and then allows it to realign? Don't know. Oh, I mean, it's hitting. Oh yeah, it loses the walk. Oh! You don't say. So it wins against SSL. It beats sidestep right. And then it also beats sidewalk right. Huh, what an interesting option. So if you know an opponent's gonna move after down 3, down back 3, you can let this rip. Because why not? But this doesn't jail on block, right? It only jails on hit. Yeah, that's on hit. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't jail on block. Which means we're in danger. But if they're just moving, if they're simply just moving, then this would be fine. Because it would not. It would not. Right, I chose the option where it loses. I mean, that's the best possible result. What? Interesting. I guess all I'm doing is like extra labbing. Just to like make sure the whole info is complete. That's it. Is there anything I missed on while standing 2? Right, so if they sidestep left, and I'm +6, track. Cool. Same thing applies at +7. Nice. However, that doesn't apply at -1. Nor does it apply at negative... Oh, it applies at -4. I suppose, if you want to, like, risk it. The negative it is, the better it tracks. Okay. But I mean, you'll get interrupted. That's why you'd rather want to do it when you're at an advantage. Or small plus. This is against what? SSR. What did my notes say? It's inconsistent versus SSR. But I just caught SSL. I caught Lily's SSL in particular. So it actually tracks towards the left. Why do I say inconsistent right then? Bring it back to Hwoarang. It's because it hits Hwoarang, but it doesn't. Is this like a Lily specific thing? Wherein it hits Lily, but it doesn't hit other people? Oh no, it really tracks towards the left. What do I mean by inconsistent right? It actually does? No. No, not at all. This just doesn't. No, so it's not inconsistent. Its tracking is towards the left. SSL tracking. Tracks versus SSL. But it loses to sidewalk. Yeah. Should lose to sidewalk. So just to double check that again. Side step left. Yeah, there you go. Side step left. Perfect. Then sidewalk at +6. I should still lose. And so basically, if your name's not Lily, or if your name's not any of the characters with a really good side step, I can track if you step towards the left. But not if you walk towards the right. But that's a +6, because this move doesn't exist at -1, right? So much for tracking towards the left. At major plus frames, it tracks towards that side. Which I guess makes it a really safer option, like if you're plus here. Since it doesn't, like, while standing 4-4 check doesn't give... I mean, it's decent reward. The problem is since you can't confirm this, so like, I'm not sure if you're like gonna like, commit to the... Oh, it lost, what the hell. I'm not sure if you'll commit to the whole thing at +6. Like if you hit a random down jab and then commit to this because it's like sidestep left. But it doesn't exist in the down back 3 situation because it's -1. This is already Hwoarang sidestep. Damn. So it tracks towards left at high frames. Okay. So I gotta write that down. High frames. SSL at +6. I guess it does also at negative, but I don't know if I'll say that. 'Cause at that point, if you're like, let's say, -4. Oh yeah, these moves. I mean, that still tracks. It does track towards the right now. It doesn't track towards the left. Or rather, it's not a pseudo homing move anymore. Yeah, for as long as you do the move that tracks towards a specific side. Oh, but this has a higher chance of losing. If it's more negative. Which is part of the course. Oh, now it's suddenly pseudo homing. See? But you need to be like negative as hell to like actually track both sides. I guess that's one way to do it. One way to make sure this move tracks. Okay, I'm just gonna do all the lessons now. It doesn't look like we're all of us are here. Which is fine. I don't mind that. It's just really a practice mode stream. I'm just gonna do get my costume. Or I guess I can use this costume, whatever. The Tekken 8 outfit. Take my top tier water. I'll just go for it. Time is of the essence. I mean, I can speedrun this thing. I mean, I have all the notes. That's the reason why I labbed it early. Okay, let's do it now. Let's just move the notepad to the other side so that I can see everything clearly. What? In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Talon 101. Hwoarang has been gifted a 15 frame launcher. That's right, you saw that. This is 15. And it didn't launch the opponent because you need to press the second button. It looks like Bex while standing 2 because it is Bex while standing 2. But he did change it up a little bit, as Hwoarang always does when he receives his master's moves. He ends it with a kick. Just like good old up back 3-3 in Tekken 7. Let's look at these moves one by one, right? So while standing 2 is a 15 frame while standing launcher, provided of course you press the 3 right after that. But by itself, it's very similar to the old while standing 2, wherein it is +4 on hit and -7 on block. But it does not launch on counter hit anymore. That's right. Old while standing 2 used to launch on counter hit. And another detail is that this move will not track at, what do you call this? At -1 whatsoever. So if you attempt to do this after, what do you call this? Down back 3, just know that in all likelihood you are missing or whiffing while standing 2 and not catching them at all. Like, that's a regular sidestep, and Hwoarang has a decent sidestep at best. So, I mean, all the more if they walk, you're catching nobody and they're whiff punishing you for free. However, this move does track if you are +6 or higher. So if you do get a down jab and it hits, you can default to while standing 2. That's catching SSL right there. We're gonna change it to SSR. Well, again, tracks only to the left. So you can default to it if you wanna like attempt to get a launcher. But for the most part, defaulting to while standing 4 would be better. So it's only like a case by case scenario if your opponent is truly stepping / walking towards the left. Now, I did do while standing 2-3 there, and it does launch on hit. And if the second kick does connect by itself, just like up back 3-3, it's plus. I think. I don't know, I'll show an edited clip here of what happens if up back 3-3 back in Tekken 7, if the second hit hits, what happens if my guess was right. Or if what I remember is right. But here it does give plus frames, and if it does get blocked. Hold on. Does get blocked. Are you blocking? You're supposed to be blocking. Yeah, you're in block all. You are +3. Which is basically the 1-2-3 mix-up or 2-3 mix-up on block. Decent enough. However, this move is very telegraphed, so the moment they do see while standing 2, they can simply duck the high because it doesn't jail. Nor can you delay this whatsoever. As you can see in my command history, I'm trying to press 3 right after. And no, you have to commit to while standing 2-3 if you want to get it. Now, the move does track-ish. What do I mean by that? The second hit does. Just like that. So they step, second hit hits. Again, I mean, they recovered already from the step. If they do sidestep right, same dice. Oops. While standing 2-3. There you go. Second hit will usually catch both sides. Changing it to sidewalk left now. Although sidewalk left does beat it out. So only specifically side steps. And that still applies if I make this +6. That's right, you heard that correctly. Even if you're plus, since while standing 2 really only tracks towards one side, second kick isn't saving it anytime soon. But of course, the whole string will go in the moment you are +6. So difficult to test on just like the second kick alone because you wouldn't be able to use the frames to cover you there. So let's talk about combo. The basic combo for while standing 2-3. I mean, you could just hold forward and then just loop as many flashing tridents as you can. That's 41 damage, long wall carry. Not exactly the best, but it is a decent basic combo to work with. Now, if you do want to try to get more damage out of it, simply do up 3, and you'll end up with 52. I know there's another combo that ends up at 55, so I'll just put the notations here when I edit it. And those are the 3 combos you can do most of the time. Or like they're the more reliable ones. There are other versions you could do, like entering right flamingo and changing it up. I mean, creativity is still there for this move. However, it does fall short compared to Tekken 7's up back 3-3, wherein that move on average was always hitting 60 damage. That was basically your B&B damage, 60 damage. And then you could go to like an upper limit of 61 to 62. Here, this is probably as most as it pushes. See, that's another variation, 49. So for as long as you're trying to get to 49, 50 range, you're fine. Pushing up to 52, 55 would be best. But the true value of this move is in the fact that you can launch punish negative 15 frame moves and potentially get the wall for it. So it's just really a singular purpose move. You can attempt to use it like off a Hwoarang into while standing 2-3, go ahead. Although if you're trying to use while standing 2 by itself, again note that it is just sidestep left. I know it was beating Hwoarang sidestep right in this video, but I wouldn't trust it as much in terms of its tracking. So that is the 15 frame launcher that he inherited from his master and changed it up a bit. It's called the Chon San Spin. That's everything I know about it. That's been the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier. And thank you for watching. Okay. Let's move on to the next. Good day. Yes, good day. I'm just gonna speedrun all of the lessons already, since I have the lab work done. And I'm being called to be somewhere, so let's finish it. Let's finish it. 3, 2. Oh wait, no, change the Hwoarang costume. Default 2. Alright.
Get ready for the
That way
next
each
battle.
video it's not the same Hwoarang costume. Small detail. Probably doesn't really matter as much, but yeah. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Talon 101. You remember Hunting Hawk? Yeah, it's a different move now. Did you see that? Do I need to show you again? One last time. Yeah, that didn't knock down, didn't it? It didn't knock down. This is a different move. A completely different move. They changed it up a lot in Tekken 8 because he can do this. Oh my goodness. So Hunting Hawk now on all 3 parts of the string are completely different. We're gonna tackle it one by one as per usual. The first one is up forward 3. This used to launch. So as soon as you hit up forward 3 before, the opponent would get launched. And if you didn't press the second kick, you weren't really getting anything. So that's why I was always advised, press the first 2 hits. Because you're going to be safe anyway. And if they get hit, you get a launch. Now it's like, I can throw out the first hit. I don't know why you just throw out the first hit. But sure, you'll be -7. you'll be completely safe, but you'll be at like a disadvantage. The other thing is that on block, this move used to be +1. Now, it's a move that looks like it's plus. If you remember moves like Kazumi running 2 back in Tekken 7, it's kind of like that now. Or maybe one of Victor's moves that looks like it's plus. I forget which one. But I respect it a little bit too much. So opponents shouldn't be respecting this as much. Or not that they didn't really have a reason to, because you couldn't even use the +7 back in Tekken 7 anyway. The +1 in Tekken 7 anyway. So it being -6, I guess, is okay, since you couldn't use it at all. You're just really just gonna hold back. But it does limit your options to simply a down jab now, instead of like potentially trading jab for jab, right? So that's the first hit of Hunting Hawk now, or the brand new Hunting Hawk. The second hit of Hunting Hawk now, as you saw earlier, enters into right flamingo stance. And that'll put him at +13. And if you do get it to connect, you can easily lock them with RFS DF4. But if you do get it blocked, like let's say you're trying to low check, or like check if they're gonna do a low in left flamingo, you get the RFS F4 mix-up. Again, the Tekken 7 explanation is still 100% relevant to Tekken 8. Just add RFS 3-4 and RFS up forward 3 to the equations. I mean, this is probably the way you'd be using this move more often now. When you catch the opponent off guard, you lock them in with RFS F4. Or if you don't want to like commit in, let's say, left flamingo to an LFS up forward 4, or you don't want to do LFS 4, you want a mid, right? That simply low crushes and doesn't put you in a bad scenario, or doesn't even leave you punishable, right? Then yeah, that's what Hunting Hawk into RFS would do. Now, for the last one, you can now press this fully. That is natural. So you'll get 43 damage, and if they did press in between, you'll get, well, not I guess 43 damage in total, but you'll still get a decent amount of damage, 24. Now, there is a little bit of an issue about this move. It's simply because I'm not sure if it will work with Hwoarang. I was testing it against Asuka. I'm going to check it out right now. Yeah, I get punished. So even a slow power crush can interrupt the third hit of Hunting Hawk. And not just that, if the power crush can activate, that means only one thing. The Rage Art can activate. So if your opponent was trying to challenge RF, LFS, or up forward 3-4, I mean, they'll win. And like you thought that you're gonna try to go for, okay, I'm gonna try to beat their challenge with this, but then they said, hey, I'm just gonna do a Rage Art or a Power Crush, you're pretty much in danger. But this shouldn't be the first option you run, because by running the first option here, you eliminate both options, both the Power Crush and the Rage Art. So this full string now is best used to fight things that challenge the RFS F4 mix-up, because the Power Crush and the Rage Art can't beat that since they lose to RFS F4. So stuff like a basic down jab, as soon as they block it, whoops, as soon as they block it, okay, he's like, okay, but I don't want to do Flying Eagle, right? Or I don't want to do Power Crush, because I may potentially become unsafe there. Or I'll lose the situation, because if they simply do a jab, you do the Power Crush, yeah, you're safe, but again, you're -8, so you're at a slight disadvantage. And then if you do Flying Eagle, you get floated. If you do any other version of the low crush, RFS up 4 or RFS up forward 3, this makes it like a really, really good option to simply just press the full string, because it beats those two options. So that's like the full string's job now. It's not something you're just supposed to throw out immediately. It's meant to like beat out the options that will challenge RFS F4, because the options that actually beat it are very, very strong. Now, one more thing about this move is that the opponent, can actually avoid this move pretty easily. So if they want to like have a really good default option on defense against RFS, up forward 3-4 into RFS or up forward 3-4-3, the full string, all they simply have to do is sidestep right. That's right, you heard it correctly. All they gotta do is SSR block, and this move is pretty much gone. But that means they'd have to react to, of course, RFS F4 when you do the stance switch. So you couldn't use any other RFS move at that point besides like your homing move, the chop if it tracks towards that side, but it doesn't. You can't use the axe kick. You can't use RFS back 3. So I mean, you're really locked to pretty much RFS F4 at this point. Yeah, that's the danger. It does track towards the left though, so if the opponent suddenly decides to step left, well, they're gonna help you out because this move is 0 on hit, force crouch. Now it's gonna become +1 on hit, force crouch. And of course, we didn't get through the frame data earlier, but this move as a full string is -14, so select characters in the cast are going to be launching you. Not everybody, but a good number, and everyone else that isn't is getting a strong punish. So use up forward 3-4-3 or the full string sparingly. Make sure to always complement RFS F4 when you're doing it. That way you can get like the most mileage out of it, most especially when you're attempting to check in left flamingo. Yep, that's everything about the brand new Hunting Hawk. That's the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching. Alright, that's another one down. One last, and then I go. This is what makes labbing it ahead of time valuable. If you can only. Alright, last. And then maybe like a 5-minute Q&A if you guys have any questions. If none, I have to handle a thing. My presence is being required elsewhere. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Talon 101 once more. And this time, down back 3 changed a bit in Tekken 8. It's now -1 on hit, right? And then it became like Dragunov's down 2 on counter hit. So the question is, did this -1 hurt Hwoarang in the long run? Or is the counter hit on down back 3 far more valuable? Let's answer that question as we go along. So down back 3, as I mentioned earlier, it is one of your only high crushing lows on left foot forward. Does now leave you at -1 instead of 0 on hit. Of course, it's still -13 on block. That hasn't changed. They didn't decide to make it -12. I guess they couldn't simply because they added a +17 counter hit. And you can get some really strong stuff on this. Like, as soon as you get this, you crouch cancel into FF3, and that is 100% legit, by the way. So if the opponent attempts to do anything of the sort, so let's say they attempt to jab right after they lose. Let's say they attempt to power crush. Do crouch cancel, or just pull forward. Like, what are they gonna do? They can't do nothing. This is rage art. Nothing. So like FF3 is 100% the best default option after counter hit down back 3. But okay, let's say you don't have the execution for it, right? Wherein it's a little bit troublesome to get this move. Then you can simply default to while standing 4-4 or while standing 4 by itself. Of course, other moves, for as long as you can do them from crouching, work as well. So you don't have to do crouch cancel FF3. Like, you can do up 3 and you'll be fine. But then you'll put yourself in the right flamingo stance and have the RFS F4 mix up work immediately. And you'll have to guess whether they're gonna challenge low, whether you have to do flying eagle, stuff like that. So if you don't want to be playing that scenario, FF3 is still 100% the best. Of course, you can up the down 3-4, though it is a bit risky now, given that, of course, as soon as they block the low in version 1.5, you just get launched by 16 frame moves. So if you do want to do a low right after down back 3, I mean, feel free to loop it. They can't interrupt you. And they low parry you is the question. So we're gonna have Hwoarang set to low parry right after getting counter hit. To low parry just like that. Again, he's plus 17, right? But plus 17, I don't think you should have the frames to do so. Yeah, that's unlow parryable. I already did an FC3. Oh, no, never mind. So FC3 and FC4 are unlow parryable lows in this scenario. But not a... It would seem not a crouch cancel down back 3 once I can get it. There you go. Not a crouch cancel down back 3. So okay, then maybe a 19 frame move doesn't work. What about a crouch cancel down back 4, right? No. I mean, while you can do another low by simply using 1 frame to crouch cancel to make it 18, 20, etc., the opponent can finally low parry out of it. So locking them with the mid at the end of the day remains your best bet. I mean, you could crouch cancel DF4, but again, crouch cancel FF3, it's just too good. It's too good to ignore that it kind of like overshadows a lot of the other options that you could potentially do. So for as long as they respect this, you get almost anything in the world that you want. So like one sequence out of this could be like so. Down back 3 into FF3 into down back 3, and then you could have like counter hit down back 3 into FF3. And then if that goes on block, like you can do RFF DF3. Like the possibilities are pretty much endless. So like when you get it to counter hit, it's very, very strong, right? But it did take a hit elsewhere. And that's where the -1 has a major effect. Oh yeah, and before I forget, you can do it in RFF now, making it like a way better high crush, I suppose, than Tekken 7's RFF down back 3-3, which is now in Flamingo stance. So it's like a lot more straightforward to use rather than having like a mental mix-up there, which some players had difficulty using. So it's very, very easy, very streamlined. Okay, but going back to the frames, right, on why it got hit. So if you do down back 3 and they attempt to sidestep left, okay, you can still hit them with while standing 4. All right, that's great. Can you hit them with while standing 3 though? Oh, it seems you can after SSL. Again, this is against like a decent sidestep, right? Not a great sidestep, a decent sidestep. What other moves would hit versus sidestep left? Oh, okay. FC3 connects, cool. FC4 connects, all right. What about another crouch cancel down back 3? Okay, that still hits. What about a crouch cancel down 4? That still connects. Okay, Frontier, why the last 2 options? Because those moves will still keep you in a high crush state. So for as long as I perform it correctly, as you can see there, I did 2 down back 3s in a row, and Hwoarang's jab simply whiffed. You do that with down 4 as well. For as long as you do it right, you will still high crush. So like these are still valuable options to run with. Like attempt to like catch an opponent's step. Yes, they're not mids, but at least you're still avoiding the high, which would like shut down, right? It would shut down while standing 4 right after. Like if you want to do that, you'd have to do a low or a special mid, which I forgot to mention. But I mean, these, the reason why I didn't mention the down jabs is because they whiff, both of them. So their only purpose is like to interrupt. So it's like at that point, that's when you do that over FC3, 4, crouch cancel down back 3, and crouch cancel down 4. So okay, that works against sidestep left. Perfect. What about sidewalk left? You while standing 4. Oh. What about if we do like the whole string while standing 4, second hit? No, okay. That's bad. About while standing 2? No. About while standing 3? Okay. Again, decent sidesteps. Again, strong sidesteps. This does not work. If we do FC3, okay, that loses out there. How about FC4? Okay, that still keeps the opponent in check. What about another down back 3? Oh, okay, that's just gone. How about a down 4? Crouch cancel down 4. Okay, you're seeing it. You're seeing it right now, right? So if they step left while standing 3 and FC4 are your best bets. Against, again, average sidesteps. If it's against a stronger sidestep, FC4 is pretty much your only friend if they're gonna attempt to like step or walk left and you're not sure whether they're gonna step or walk, right? And you're trying to do just a catch-all scenario. How about if we attempt to go right? So if they attempt to step towards the right, yeah, this is the main thing, right? Because when it was 0 on hit before, this would catch, sort of, like it could. Now you're just relying on the second hit to like hit. So that does hurt, the fact that it's -1. So, I mean, there are other options. There's while standing 3. I mean, again, you're still going to put yourself at -12, but I mean, at least there's an option. I mean, while standing 2, could it? I mean, it's trying its best, man. Everything about while standing 2 in the link below. But okay, so while standing 2 does not, it barely makes its cut, right? It barely makes its cut. I mean, hit that one time, but don't rely on the tracking of while standing 2. Okay, so it's just like, okay, we go back to the old options. FC3, that still hits. FC4, that still hits. How about another crouch cancel down back 3? Oh, okay. Again, this is against an average sidestep at best. So, it'll hit there. But it will not work against a stronger sidestep. So you can still do that, alright. How about crouch cancel? Okay, you can still do crouch cancel down 4 as well. Okay, now let's change it to the fact that they can walk. So while standing 4 again. Yeah, that whiffs. Do a while standing 4. Hold on. There you go. Loses. While standing 2. Now no dice. Well, if you do the full string, of course the second kick doing its job. FC3 still hits. FC4 still hits. How about crouch cancel down back 3? Okay, this is when it loses. And what about crouch cancel down 4? Ah, right. But here's the thing. You don't have a safe option against SSR after down back 3 on hit. You don't. Because at least against sidestep left, right? You have while standing 4. And then if they're trying to interrupt you, you can do a down jab. And if you want to do another quote-unquote safe option, you FC4. And if you still want to like attempt to beat a high with higher reward, that's when you do crouch cancel down back 3 or crouch cancel down 4 or crouch cancel down 4. So it puts you in a tough spot the moment you get down back 3 to hit. If it's on regular hit, right? I mean, 0 on hit, it was like kind of like a mix. But now since they've hit certain moves, like this move in particular, just by turning it into -1, that one frame alone makes a big difference. And the fact that they hit while standing 3 as well. You see, it whiffed there. I mean, yeah, it didn't hit the on left. I mean, hit left earlier? I mean, inconsistent, see? So, and the fact that that move is also -12. So, like, you have to take the risk to press this button. So, like, what's like a good default option? I mean, a good default option would be to like FC4, but then you put yourself in -4, right? And then now the opposing Hwoarang could easily lock you in with, let's say, a DF4. Is like there anything you can do after FC4? The best bet is to like block. Because I wouldn't really risk these down jabs. You're winning, sure, but I mean at that point then all they gotta do is respond with DF1 after FC4 and you lose. And it's gonna be difficult to step that. Or even backdash. But again, in Hwoarang's case, the DF1's short. But just imagine fighting a character with like a better mid. So in the mirror, yeah, you could like abuse it. Like you down back 3 into FC4. So say down back 3 hits here and then you FC4 backdash. But it's not a strat I prefer. I mean, you can do it if you want to. Again, make sure you lab it out. There's a lot of lab work to be. But at that point, they could also just like DF1 immediately. Of course, you can now walk that. So like maybe your default option is to simply step to like the other side, make their move whiff, or backdash right after. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Backdash right after down back 3, that works. So let's say if you're gonna step towards the right, we'll swap sides just to make it easier. Down back 3, side step right. But I mean, the move does track that way. That's exactly what I mean. So at that point, you're going to be forced to like SSR block. Sidewalk block. Nope. Sidewalk block. Sidewalk block. Oops. Sidewalk block. Yeah. So like you're swapping frames immediately. So it's like it's really more of like a low poke than anything else now, with like I guess weakened followed ups. But I mean, in exchange, you do get like a big counter hit, which can like snowball into like so many other things easily. I mean, you make that call. If you can like get a lot of counter hits out of down back 3, whether that be in LFF or in RFF. But just know that if you're gonna try to catch someone that is stepping, life is way harder now. I mean, I didn't even mention this move, but while standing 2+3, while standing 3+4, again, that is a weaker step. So, I mean, yeah, it's catching a weaker step, an average step, but you gotta remember this move is 20 frames. And then you're -1, you're adding that, so that's 21 frames. But if they walk, they should be okay, right? Yeah, if they walk, they should be okay. So I mean, like, it's way easier for the opponent to like avoid what you want to do here. So you have to take a lot more care in exchange for, of course, this kind of power. Not that kind of power, this kind of power. So if you're getting a lot of counter hits, I guess you could say this move did get stronger. But if you're not getting a lot of counter hits, it's simply just a high crushing low poke now. And you gotta like become negative on hit. Again, if you wanna like check them. Or gamble on the fact that they're doing another high, wherein you loop another crouch cancel down back 3 or a crouch cancel down 4. So that's everything I know about down back 3. That's been the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching. I'm done. That's all the lessons. I sped run that really quickly. Let's start the 5-minute countdown. If you have any questions, what's our best round starter? Nothing. I 100% will advocate backdash. But if you do want a round start, down 4-4. It will catch a good number of people off guard, and it could avoid their options provided they're throwing out a high, right? If you're trying to avoid a mid, maybe back 1, provided it doesn't track towards the side, or back 2, take your pick. Even Power Crush, sure. For as long as I don't know, it's hard to test round start, right? If I put myself at 0 on block, hold on. If I put myself at 0 on block and let's say they do a jab. The problem is I'm locked. Are 0 on blocks in... Yeah, I guess you could Power Crush. Like round start. But the thing is, the way round start works is that it's about like how the input gets accepted as soon as the game allows you to press buttons. That's why there are instances where, let's say, both of you are mashing DF2 in the replay, but one of your DF2s wins first. So that's like the risk you take in regards to like attempting to like press something round start. It's better off like you know what button they're pressing at round start since they've shown it so many times. And then you just counter that. And then you guys start playing on that kind of mix-up until, you know, the other guy starts to default to like backdash. And at that point, then your best round start would be like running 3 immediately. Or like run up down 3-4. I'm on YouTube? Yeah, I am. Hello, cool guy. Can it be unrelated to Tekken? Sure. Sure, Rakuyo. Why not? Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the question? Oh, wait, I gotta keep tabs on OBS because OBS is my timer. I know when it's time. So this is gonna be a very short stream. Yeah. Tomorrow actually might be a very short stream also. Okay, so maybe I have to lab all the stuff again early so that I can finish it up early as well. Yeah. Be it. How'd you get the name Frontier? I chose it. It's as simple as it gets. I picked out my name. It's a name I've held on for quite a long time. I think I was like still a kid. So I like this IGN, right? That's like the main reason why I still have it. It could have been anything else, but I kept it to Frontier because I've always been using it. So it's a legacy name in that sense. But it wasn't my first IGN in Tekken. It's like my third IGN in Tekken. Like when I finally said like, okay, we should have an IGN that's like consistent because we keep changing IGNs. So I eventually settled on Frontier because I've used it for other things. But the first one was like Solar Dragon. That was my first IGN. An interesting IGN, Solar Dragon. At that point, you'll be addressing me as Solar. Like, what's up, Solar? Imagine that. He's like, no, I can't imagine that. I can only imagine Frontier. The second one, I think, was like after Tekken Force. Tekken Force was like the second one. So like Tekken Force has 3 ranks. It has Owl, Hawk, and Falcon. Right? It's basically after birds. So I picked like Owl because I was like the highest rank, I think. If my memory serves me right. No, I'm not changing my IGN ever again. And don't worry, give me like 2 more minutes and I'll be with you. Thank goodness I labbed ahead of time. Like, I woke up at like 3:30. And then I added like more notes to the thing. And then I even labbed this ahead of time because I was like, what happens if I'm needed? Right. And you just make sure it's all ahead. So it paid off. Planning ahead paid off. What's the story behind it? Bro, I can't really tell you. All I know is that I held on to the name. Like, I saw the word Frontier and I was like, that's so damn cool. I'm gonna use it. Like, bro, I was a kid. There's nothing else. Like, there's no other logic behind it besides being like, I liked it. I looked at the dictionary, saw the word Frontier, or saw the word Frontier somewhere else and was like, hey, that's kind of neat. That could be an IGN. Why not? Why not? It should be an IGN. It just sounds so good, right? It rolls off the tongue pretty well. Frontier. It's 2 syllables too. Frontier, right? So commentators will never have a hard time saying it. Like, I think if as long as you keep your IGN to 2 or 3 syllables, you're fine. Like, Rakuyo, that's 3. Kitsune, 3. Cool guy, that's 2. Raise your flag, that's 3. Right? Jan, that's 1. So, I mean, like, for as long as you're within that range, you're completely fine. Like, the longer it is, the more, like, we're gonna start, like, shortcut your name. Or if you're like 13, that's 2 syllables. Yeah, that's the story of the IGN. Bro, I really just thought it was cool. That's it. I just 100% thought, cool name, cool word, and that's it. Okay, it's time. It's time for me to go to where I'm needed. And much thanks to all those who dropped by and who stayed the whole time. 3 lessons, it got sped run, so technically, I guess you can just watch this live stream for all the 3 lessons. I guess it's even possible to like timestamp it now because it's just like there's barely any other topics in between. It's just like lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. You changed your 5 times, crazy, until you finally settled it in. On the frontier of full play. What do you mean? Yeah. Now you're using the definition. Yeah, I get it. I mean, we'll see. You hit Flame Ruler. Congratulations, Cooler. Congratulations. Although I have to go now, so I'll see you probably tomorrow instead if you got any questions about the Blood Talon himself. Again, I already said my outro, so I'm just gonna end it. See you guys around.